Hi Aries, welcome to your April 2020 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. I am so very close to that 50,000 mark, so please guys, hit subscribe or ask somebody else to hit subscribe as well and help me get there. It would be an absolute joy of mine, so thank you for that if you do. And also at 50k there is going to be there's going to be something special, so I will say that much. Before we start, as always, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what April has in store for you. So the full moon and new moon astrology I'm going to do as separate videos. A lot of people asked for that, so I think it's easier just to do it that way. So with that said, so for your actions and your path ahead for April, you've got the Ace of Wands. This is about picking up your proverbial own magic wand. It's about picking up your pen, your paintbrush, whatever it is that you use to create what it is that you like to do, what it is that you feel like is your message now. Your actions and interactions with the world at large, this is what you do. It's how you show up. It's how you traverse your life. It's the path that you take. It's the actions that you take on the path that you are walking. And the Ace of Wands is a powerful card of creativity, but it's also a powerful card of pleasure. This is about the reminder of getting back to the good things, getting back to the things that you enjoy, the things that excite and emote you, the things that you feel drawn to do, the things that bubble up from within your mind or from within your spirit. Remember, the fire sector of the spiritual world is all to do with that spark of the divine that's within you, that spark of inspiration that finds you. And the Ace of Wands is basically saying, now is the time for you to do something with this creativity. Now is the time for you to write the book, start the blog, create the website, start painting the piece of, that beautiful piece of art. This is the time for you to tap into your own creative energy and start thinking about bringing something to life, whether this is a business idea, whether it is an artistic or creative endeavor, definitely favored. Now remember, creativity doesn't always just talk about, the arts and the creative things. Sometimes it can be a beautiful piece of poetry. Sometimes it can be creating your business idea. Sometimes it can be creating your meal plan. Sometimes it can be creating the days of the week that you're going to, that you're going to live. And this is about using your personal energy, your personal innate energy, in order to make something real. This is about bringing something out of the idea or the inspiration phase and bringing it into actuality. The Ace of Wands then is the process where you start to act on something. It's the beginning of the suit. It's the foundational root powers of fire, right? Which is the impetus. It's the spark, just like Aries, right? Yours is the first sign of the zodiac and it's a fire sign. Would you believe it? Right, so this initiatory energy is really surrounding you now. We're in Aries season. For those of you that are celebrating as an Aries born April, as an April born Aries, a happy birthday to you. What is it that you're going to create now? What is it that you are allowing yourself to give rise and give credence to? What is it that you are ready to start moving ahead with? So for your money and materials, you do have the Death card, right? So the interesting thing about the Death card is, yes, it's it's transformation and it's change. This basically says, so whenever you see the Death card, it means that something needs to come to an end or something has run its course. And whenever we see the Death card, it's kind of like life or the universe or tarot itself giving you a heads up to say something needs to come to an end now, something needs to come to a close, and you're going to be presented with a decision over the course of March, over the course of April, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to money, when it comes to materials. You're going to be presented with a choice this month when it comes to those things, and it's up to you to choose. Now, sometimes when we're presented with the Death card or the situation that the Death card implies, what it tends to do is take something that we have relied on or something that has kind of become second nature. It tends to take that away from us. And the big thing that's thrown up then is that fear of, oh, well, you know, if this goes away, who am I? And if this goes away, you know, what am I going to do? You know, create something new, find a different way of doing what you're doing, find a different way to bring about the changes that you want to see in your finances, in your money and materials. It just says that the old way of doing something is coming to an end now. And rather than freak out, it's going to be your mission to rise to the occasion and say, okay, that's fine. That path is closed. I'll make another one. And you're in Aries, right? So you can do that. Like if the path is closed, forge another. That's what your brain does. Did you know that? Did you know when one pathway in the brain is kind of shut off or something happens, the brain will forge a different pathway to get there? Did you know that your lymphatic system has it built into it? When people have pieces of it cut out for various different things, you know, lymphoma and stuff, your lymphatic system will build a new pathway to get the lymph moving to where it needs to go. How amazing is that? It's inbuilt. You don't even have to think about it. Well, when it comes to your money and materials, when it comes to your money, materials and your finances, whatever is cut off this month, you can create a new pathway to get to the same result, right? That's what we're all being asked to do in some way, shape or form at the moment. For your communications and conversations, you have the Magician. This is really a very powerful creative time for you. This is a time for you to step up. It's a time for you to stand up. You are the leader of the zodiac because you are the first zodiac sign. Now is the time for you to step into those shoes of being a leader. Your communications and conversations could see you really rubbing shoulders this month with big people, probably over the airwaves for a lot of people, right? But it does look like you're also figuring out what it is that you truly have to say. This is about you ascending to your personal throne when it comes to communications and conversations. In order for, you know, in order for you to become the Magician, some aspect of the old self is now going away. And it looks like you are going to be presented with a choice this month. And when you come out the other side of this choice or the decision that you make, this will see you really ascending to who and what you were always supposed to be. When it comes to communications and conversations, it looks like you're reaching out to people that are in positions of authority. Maybe you're writing letters, maybe you're creating petitions, maybe you are deciding to be a leader on the ground and start to really, to rally the forces, so to speak. This is very much a month where the Aries soldier can become the Aries general, because when you think about the Magician card, this is always people that are at the height or at the peak of their game, and this kind of says that this month, this is what you're aiming for. You know, this is what you're really deciding to push on and create, or rather deciding to push on and step into. It's a very powerful month for you guys. And for your love and relations, or your heart and half, should I say, you got the Lovers card. How beautiful is that you get the Lovers in the love sector? This is really interesting actually, because you've got all four. You've got all four elements here, and if you look, you've got 3 majors and an ace. This means that this is a very big month for you guys. It means it's a very fateful month for all of you. Sun, moon, or rising. So your Lovers card in your heart and half is basically saying, for those of you that are single, It looks like you could be either meeting somebody online or deciding that a certain person that has come into your life before all of the crazy started actually is the right person for you, or is somebody that you really want to tie into your current experience, let's say. Now, what I find interesting about this as well is, for those of you that are partnered, the Lovers card is basically saying this is about reaffirmation of the relationship that you're in. It's about reaffirming that, you know what, if we've made it this far and we're being asked, and in most cases forced, to spend so much time together now, it's worth doing the work to make sure that we are collectively supported, looked after. It's worth doing the work to make sure that our relationship stays safe and ultimately stays connected. And remember, this card is also about choice, and very often it sees you making the right decision, right? It sees you make it. Sometimes it's a difficult decision, but it's about making the right one nonetheless. Really, really interesting. So, for your weeks of the month, your weeks of April, for the first week of April, you have the Lovers card, right? So relationships are being called into question for you guys in a very big way for the month ahead. Your double hit of the Lovers card. So the Lovers is ruled by Gemini. The Magician represents Mercury. So this is a big time for you to not only to create, to write, to pick up the pen, to speak. It's also a really big time for you to speak to those people that mean a lot to you, whether this is partners, significant others, whether it's your family, whether it's your children. There's a lot that you haven't been saying, it looks like to me, Aries, and this month you're going to be asked to do so, possibly straight out of the gate in the first week of April. It looks like you're being asked to make decisions and choose alliances, or certainly figure out which side of the fence that you are deciding to be on. Your Lovers card right underneath the Ace of Wands, this could be a brilliant time for those of you that are partnered. It could reignite your passions in some way, shape or form. So for your second week of the month, you have the Fool card. New things, new places, new people. For a lot of people, it does look like new work. For a lot of people, it does look like new avenues of doing what you already do. So you're having to let something go, but just like I talked about, you know, the system of recreating a pathway or choosing a different pathway, the Fool card is basically saying, you will know when you're presented with a choice this month, you will know that you need to walk away from something specific. The first thing that's probably going to happen is the mind, the ego, the psyche is going to kick up and say, well, holy shit, if we don't have that, what are we going to have? We might die, right? Because the ego always thinks everything is urgent and now, and you know, it needs to be done now, and if it doesn't happen now, and if it goes away, right? It's about silencing that and saying to yourself, I'm being guided to a new pathway now. What does that look like for me? What is my personal leap of faith going to entail? For your third week of the month, you have the Chariot card, victory, success. It does look like, for those of you that have applied for new jobs, for those of you that are looking at new avenues, for those of you that are seeking to take your business online, it looks like you're going in the right direction. This third week of the month looks like there could be some sort of interview, some sort of promotion. Maybe there's some sort of accolade that you get, some sort of recognition for hard work or services already rendered. It does look like there's some big sort of almost like a push or shunt forward. It's kind of like this is a congratulations or a pat on the back to say, wow, you know what, well done, thank you for standing up, thank you for being that person. And this is why I say to you, this month, when the leadership is thrust on you, when nobody else appears to be doing it or appears to be able to do it, it is going to be up to you. If you fill those shoes, I promise you it will serve you really, really well later ahead. So then finally, for the fourth month, you have the Temperance card, right? This is all about blending things, bringing things together, the process of spiritual alchemy or distillation. And it's right underneath the Lovers. Now check this out. Temperance represents Sagittarius. The Lovers represents Gemini. These are direct opposites in the zodiac, and we are fast coming up to the point where the nodes of the moon are going to move into Gemini and Sagittarius. I really feel that April could be a very powerful time for you guys connecting with a significant other, with somebody that is going to be around in your life for a long time to come, or certainly somebody that will end up meaning a lot to you going forward. It does look like love, some sort of connection, some sort of heartfelt connection is really about to be built for you guys, or is about to come into your life. This could be somebody that has that sort of, and I say this, I don't say this lightly, you guys know me, that has that sort of soulmate slash fated meeting about it. There really does feel, because the Temperance card is all about spirituality, which means that whatever this connection is that's being forged, this is somebody that is truly meant to be in your life. They fall with the Lovers card, which means as much as you will choose them, they will also choose you. Now, what's really important about this, for those of you that are partnered already, this is about you guys really learning to work past whatever experiences you might have had, and to say to each other, you know what, I see you, I honour you, and I hope that you honour me, and where we go from here has to be up to us. There's a lot of heart to hearts, a lot of honesty, and a lot of really stepping forward when it comes to relationships and you guys that is about to take place. Your key to the month is the Strength card, right? One of the lines that I've always come up with is, it's not enough to be a good person, you have to be tough enough to do what needs to be done. The Strength card is basically asking you to find your courage, to find your guts this month. You're going to have to step forward in a big way. You are going to have to take the lead, and maybe at points you might think to yourself, you know what, I'm not sure if my shoulders can bear all of this. Don't focus on that. The Strength card is basically saying you have all of the strength and the courage that you need. It also reminds you that even in this time, you must take care of your physical body, your physical health, your physical strength and vitality are urging you to pay attention to them this month. Outside of that, it looks like a really great month for you guys, whatever's taking place in the world. Yes, it's going to have some challenges. Yes, it's going to have some moments where you need to really think about where you're going. But ultimately, this serves to be a really great month for you. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Keep in touch. Take care. Love you much. And I'll see you soon.